Hi, English classes. Welcome to the second week of online learning here during the age of COVID-19. I hope you guys are still doing well. From what I read last week, many of you are having a positive experience, although being quite bored, you're still having a positive experience being at home, and that's good. The same goes for me here. Uh, Fun fact, my backyard is currently a construction zone uh, as it's totally torn up and they're installing a new septic system. So I'm on the edge of my seat and anxious, as many of you are at points and times too throughout this experience. So moving forward with the content this week, we are going to be looking at the first section of the Odyssey text, books 1 through 8. The Odyssey is broken up into 24 different books. We're going to be looking at the first 8, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. But before we jump into what we're going to actually be looking at in the coming week, I want to go over some of the material that I found through the first module that I assigned last week. So let me just pull it up here, the distance learning opening module. Some of the answers that you guys provided were pretty insightful. It was meant to be pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty straightforward to get you used to the format. Many of you answered the quick write very well. How are you currently doing? I read a lot of different answers about you guys having a positive experience, which is good. I'm glad that you had or are having a positive experience here during this time of social isolation and distancing and quarantine. Many of you are getting by cooking and fishing and finding hobbies and connecting with family. But most importantly, the vast majority of you have said that you're staying safe and you're concerned about the safety of yourself, your family, and others. So that's good. Um, Most of you also wrote that you missed the time we spent together as far as a class is concerned. I agree with you, and hopefully we'll get back to that option, not as a class, but as a society where we can see each other and interact with each other in person. Hopefully we get there sooner rather than later. Um, the comprehension questions that you guys were able to answer. What was the most interesting thing about the video and the least interesting thing? The least interesting thing varied from the whole video. For some of you actually wrote that, and some of you actually wrote that none of it was uh, not interesting because you enjoyed the content. That's good. But some of the most interesting things that you guys wrote, some of the common themes that came up were the idea of Xenia and being a host and being kind to someone who may be a stranger or maybe even be an enemy. And I think those are things that we can still apply to our lives right now and moving forward. The vocab section. Some of you asked questions about the vocab section. Let me just circle it right here. This one right here, the vocab section, is not required for the terminology. The terminology for this first module was not required, and it says right here there are no vocab terms for this module. Let me see if I can. Oops, there it is. Okay. So hopefully you didn't fill anything in there. I don't think I saw anybody fill anything in. I answered a few questions via email about that, but you didn't have to do anything for that section. Moving forward, I'm going to make that section optional for the first couple weeks here throughout the content, and we'll see where we go if we actually open that up as a requirement. So in the next module that you're going to see, this part that says 1 point is not actually going to be uh, worth a point. And then the resources. Some of you asked about the resources right there. I'm going to provide them, and I'll show you what the resources are moving forward for the next module. Okay, so let's go. I want to click there so I don't scribble all over the screen. Here's what we're going to be looking at. So for the first section of the text, again, we're looking at books 1 through 8, essentially, and I'll show you where to find them. So one more time, the office hours are right here if you need them. Don't think that you will, but if you do, get a hold of me. And if you need to set something up where we need to meet face to face, there's your opportunity, but you've got to email me first. If you need one-on-one help or direction, this right here, the email address is what most of you are using to get a hold of me. That's the way you should be doing it. Okay. And that's the way I will get back to you. It's on my phone. I typically get back within an hour. I can't guarantee that, but usually within a day at the very, very latest. Okay. Unless it's a weekend, then it's a little different. But just like you, I have my phone near me pretty often. So I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. And then the attendance code. Many of you, I've heard through the main office that many of you are doing a really good job getting logged in and getting your attendance all squared away. Let's take a look then at the classwork tab. and we're going to be looking at the Odyssey Module 1. You don't have it open to you yet, but it will be there in the future. So here are the modules. I believe they will show up as being correct here. I guess here is the module. It's one singular module. Let's see. It looks like they're highlighted. And that's okay. Everything is right. Everything's right. So let's take a look here. Homer's Odyssey, Module 1, books 1 through 8. This is going to be the content from the first section of Homer's Odyssey. 5 components. And here they are. Again, the point values are listed. 1 point for the quick write. Well, we'll go through them all. We have 1 point for each section that's required. So let's do that one. The quick write. It's right here. Quick write section. We're focusing, and I'm going to try to do this every module. I'm going to try to have you focus on a specific standard or a specific piece of writing that I want you to use as your focal point. And it's going to be right here. What happened? Tiny. Well, it is. So, pardon my interruption here. Well, I guess that's what it's going to be. What we're going to be looking at here is proper nouns. A proper noun is a specific person, place, thing, or idea. Proper nouns are unique, so they should receive a unique distinction in capital letter. This is not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're looking at refining the skills that you already have here with this quick write piece. So using a minimum of 3 proper nouns, right about a time when you went through a journey, either literally or figuratively. You're going to see our epic hero. Maybe you remember what his name is. Go ahead and say it now. Odysseus. He goes through a journey. He comes home from the Trojan War, and it takes him 10 years during the war and 10 years to get home back to Ithaca. He was king in Ithaca, and when he gets home, well, his land is different than what he remembers, as it would be 20 years after he leaves. 10 for the war, 10 to get home. So he goes on a journey and he returns full circle, and that shows us that he is an epic hero based on what he goes through during his journey. And what I'm asking of you here is to look at what was a time when you went through a journey, literally or figuratively. Where did you go? With whom did you travel? Was your journey your choice or not? And was it rewarding? Okay, so 3 to 5 sentences is what you're looking for there. And what I would like you to be able to do is focus on using proper nouns in your response. Okay, so there's that one. The second, this is the reading section followed by the watch section. Okay, the reading section. If you click here, it should take you to the actual text. This is a PDF version of the text. I've tried to make it as simple as I can. This is straight out of the book. And as I scroll down, you can see I was very high tech and took photos of the pages in the book. Just a side note here. You should be reading every piece that you see. Okay, everything that's here. Okay, so this whole document, every single page is going to be helpful for you. All right, including these pieces, okay, including the side notes, the italicized portions. And as I scroll down, can I scroll down? See? Pardon me. Uh-oh. No, okay, it's not going to go away. Well, everything that you see circled, I don't know why that's not going away. We'll try to figure that out later. Try to disregard the circles that you see now, but everything in italics right here from I Am Laertes' Son, books 1 through 4, book 5, books 6 through 8, everything there is going to be worth your time. Even these pieces, okay? Everything is going to be helpful for you. Side notes, footnotes, even this poem about Calypso. Read everything that you see, okay? You do not have to start the Cyclops portion. Erase that. You do not have to start the Cyclops portion. Let me see if I can wipe this clear. I don't know why that's doing that. Okay. So that is that section. Let's go back. Good, there it's gone. Let's go back and we'll look at the number 3. Watch. What makes a hero? This is a video or a combination of videos for you to watch. It may be a recap and may serve as a point of reference. This one's a point of reference. This is going to take you to a video about what it means to be a hero. Just a reminder here. This video is just a reminder for you because we look. This is obviously an ad. I'm not making you watch a video about an employee getting fired for inventing an indestructible drone, rather. This is a video from Matt Winkler that tells us what makes a hero. Okay, so it's just a refresher. Odysseus is a hero. We're going to be looking at what qualifies him as such. Okay, and then we have the study guide. 1 point for the study guide. You either get it done or you don't get it done. It's 1 point. Okay. I would like you right here, this part that I'm going to highlight, I'm actually going to circle it too. I would like you to have answers that are lines from the text. So, for your answer for number 1, at the beginning of the Odyssey, to whom does Odysseus pray and why? I want you here to quote the book. Quote the text. Okay? So, find a line from the text that proves the answer to that question. Okay? So you're going to need to find lines that prove that you have the answer. Don't tell me in your words, tell me in words from the text. All right. We will try to go over these next week. So that's what the video is going to be next week. It's going to be recapping the answers for these study guide questions. So there are 5 from the first section. You see the section headers here. Okay. The section headers. These 5 questions are going to be from these sections. Tell the story, and I am Laertes' son. Okay. Second set here. The second set is going to be from the land of the lotus eaters. So these 3 questions, you need to find lines from the text, and it can be anywhere in the text, footnote, side note, any kind of italicized information that proves the answer to these. So not your words, the words from the text. That's what we're going after. Okay, but these 3 right here are going to be from this section, the land of the lotus eaters. All right. So that is the study guide portion. And here is the vocab. The vocab have, again, made it optional. It's totally up to you. You're probably going to have to look up the words to understand what's going on anyway, but you don't have to record them here if you don't want to. If you do, that's fine. They're optional to complete. I had thought about requiring them earlier, but I don't think we need to. If you want to fill them in, that's for you. That's fine. It might help you later, but I'm not going to be looking for this to be completed if you don't feel that you want to do that. Okay, but they're there for you, and they're in the text. Many of these words are going to be footnotes or side notes in the text, and some of them you'll have to look up using the resources, which transitions well, segues well here to module resources. These are 5 resources that you can use. I would strongly recommend, because what you're going to see in the text is going to be confusing. Okay, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be confusing. I will try to add to this list, but I would recommend that you use some of these or all of these resources. There are links to dictionary.com if you need to look up a word. There it is for you. Odyssey terms, these are and content and complete terms. These are 3 Quizlet links. I did not create these. These are terms that other teachers have created that you can use as a resource to help you get through some of the content. So if you go to, let's say, Odyssey terms, go to this Quizlet page, and hopefully it's not locked or anything. I don't think it is. I remembered checking, but we'll see. So these are places in Homer's Odyssey. So as you go through the text, you can use the flashcards to learn the right to spell the test, any of those. You can also scroll down. It gives you a list. Okay. These actually have pictures, which is kind of nice. So these are places. These are places that are going to be mentioned in the text, and they might be helpful. Okay. They might be helpful for you. Oops, that's not it. Let's go here. The next one that you see, Odyssey Content Quizlet. These are terms about the content, not just places. Homer's Odyssey Part 1. So these are questions on one side and answers on the other of those flashcards that might help you. Okay, they might help you. Okay. Here is the Odyssey complete terms. This is from every portion of the text. All right. Now, just because I'm giving you those resources doesn't mean you have to use them. You can find other ones if you wish. There are 105 terms here. These are very, very helpful. A lot of characters, a lot of places. Remember, if you want to use the full resource here, you have to sign in with Google. You already have a Quizlet account. Use your sign up with Google, the sign up with Google feature. That one, use that one right there, and that will get you into where you need to be. Okay, so that's what you're looking at here as far as the resources are concerned. Let me close those so that they don't freeze the screencast here. And those are the 5 resources that you have. If you want to use YouTube and find a different resource, or if you want to use Clip Notes, Spark Notes, whatever you want to use, that's fine. I will try to add to these resources. And you use what you need to use to help you get through the text. Again, though, for the study guide, you need to have answers that are lines from the text. So if you're just looking for a summary of the text, that's fine if it's going to help you. But I would like you to quote the text version that I'm giving you. This section right here, read it and find the lines from that section to get here, to get you the answers here. Okay? They can be simple, they can be right out of the text. They should be, but they don't have to be very, very in-depth or long quotes, but they can be simple, several word answers. Okay? But they need to be from the text. All right. So I think I've hit that point many, many times. And that's it. That's it for the module. There are 5 sections plus the resources. The ones that say 1 point are the ones that are actually required and are going to be checked for completion as far as a grade is concerned. However, you will need to read and you might want to watch the links there. And the module resources are going to be incredibly helpful. I apologize for my children running around upstairs. Maybe you can hear them, maybe you can't. So that's that. Again, if you have questions, email is the best way to get a hold of me. If you need office hours, one more time, I'll show you where to find those. You have to set up an appointment, but there they are. There's the information for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is going to be due, this module is going to be due at 11:59 on Saturday, and that's always going to be the due date for everything. I am supposed to give you information for the week, and then if you need help with that information, you contact me. But everything's midnight on Saturday. Okay, so hopefully it continues to go well for many of you, not all, but many of you. And hopefully this video helps clarify the directions. If you need any further assistance, please let me know. I'm here to help you. I wish you the best of luck, and reach out if you need anything. See you next week.